On this episode, we're talking healthy eating with Caryn Dugan, or you may know her as STLVegGirl. Hello everyone, welcome to the Bob Wahl Show. On the Bob Wahl Show, we talk business, St. Louis, and real estate. Hello everyone, welcome to the Bob Wahl Show. On the Bob Wahl Show, we talk business, St. Louis, and real estate. Today, I'm excited because we have Caryn Dugan, or you may know her as STLVegGirl, and we're talking healthy eating. So, Caryn, thank you for coming on again.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
We tried taping it once, and I screwed up the audio. So Caryn was
It's fine.
Caryn was kind enough to come back and let me figure things out. And the first one was just a rehearsal, I guess. So. I guess we'll start out having you tell a little bit about yourself and how you decided to make vegan as a career and lifestyle.
Okay. Well, I came to this way of eating kind of the same way a lot of people do. Or anytime you make a major lifestyle shift, it's usually because something not so fun happened.
Right.
And in 2008, I lost my dad to cancer. And 10 weeks after that, I was diagnosed with cancer. So that was really a wake-up call.
Right.
And, I kind of liken it to if you think about, when you buy a new car.
Right.
And you look out on the road and darn it, doesn't everybody have the same car you have?
Right.
So you don't even really realize what's happening in your life because you're just doing the same thing over and over again. So you're eating the same things, you're seeing the same people, you're doing the same thing every day, right? And so when these two really big events happened in my family within a 3-month period, I started looking around and thinking, well, wait, I do actually know a lot of people who have cancer. So-and-so's aunt, so-and-so's uncle or grand or whatever. Or I know people who are obese or who have diabetes or have these chronic illnesses, and they didn't touch my life before.
Right.
But now I realize that it really was around.
Okay.
So then I just started looking at what I was eating and did a lot of research and came to what I call a whole foods plant-based diet. So a healthy vegan diet.
Okay. Well, it's really cool. I've seen your website and you do a lot of great things. I also saw on there you mentioned vegetarian doesn't necessarily mean healthy.
Right.
Right. I'll have you talk about that, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. So you can lay around all day and eat Oreos, Skittles, drink yourself into an oblivion, and most of those things, some alcohol does, but most of those things don't have any animal products in them or animal byproducts in them. But you're not doing anything to help your health status.
Right.
So you can just the absence of animal foods does not equal good health. Because there's a lot of processed crap out there, if you will.
There is.
That doesn't do anything good for you.
Well, you do a lot of education. You definitely stay on top of what's going on as far as anything vegan related, health related. It seems like you have many certifications. I'll have you talk about your as many or as little certifications as you want. I know you have a few of them. So.
Well, I'm a little bit of a sponge. I love to learn. So why not just keep going until somebody gives you a piece of paper for it? I don't know. I love to cook. So I went to Ruby School of Cooking and completed my plant-based professional cooking program. Also certified through the Physicians Committee of Responsible Medicine in Washington, D.C. And there I was certified to teach people who are going through cancer treatments how to better deal with their illness through nutrition, which also enabled me to help people who have diabetes to turn their type 2 diabetes around, obesity, children's wellness, corporate wellness. I'm also now a certified well coach, so we can do some health coaching as well.
That's great, and you provide many types of programs. Do you want to talk about
Yeah.
Any of those?
Sure.
Okay. I know you have Forks Over Knives. We'll have you start with that, I guess.
Okay, so the big movie that came out in 2011, Forks Over Knives, was really a game changer in this whole plant-based movement. And it really was kind of the stepping off point, or still is the stepping off point for a lot of people. They watch that movie and they're really, really just inspired and know that they can do it too, that they can make that lifestyle shift. And so, you know, I met the writer, the producer of the movie, and we became, over a couple of years, we became friends. And I contacted him and I said, hey, listen, at least in St. Louis, we need some kind of support program around your movie and your program.
Correct.
Would you mind if I kind of put that together and wrote a brand new program? And, you know, we talked a lot and he helped me write it. So now in St. Louis, we have the very first and still the only Forks Over Knives support program. It's a 6-week program and it just keeps selling out. And I think it really just goes to show you that when you make whatever kind of big change in your life,
Yes.
having support around is so important. So that's what I do here. And then I teach at the Cancer Support Community. I teach at Deerberg's and at the Kitchen Conservatory.
Okay. And when you say teach, you teach like cooking classes?
Cooking classes.
Okay. Okay. And how do you, I was going to ask you this, how do you come up with those recipes? Do you do a lot of experimenting on your own? Do you look up recipes online? Little both? How do you come about, how have you stumbled across your favorite recipes, I guess?
You know what I do, and this is how, because I also do a lot of one-on-one with people, go into their homes and help them kind of navigate their own kitchens while adopting this new way of living and eating. What I did is I took really my favorite foods. You know, I had to gain some kitchen confidence first, and that's what came, you know, that's what I got through going through the Ruby program. But, you know, I think that you shouldn't really deviate too far from the foods that you like. So
Right.
it's not about eating all kinds of crazy vegan foods that you can't spell or say.
Right.
You know, if you liked lasagna, keep eating lasagna.
Right.
If you liked hamburgers, we'll make some veggie burgers. You know, like, so
Right.
I want people to eat foods that they can recognize and make easily and feel good about sharing. So I try to make really familiar foods.
Okay. Yeah, because it's hard, and I don't even know if it's realistic to go completely cold turkey on anything. It's good to have foods that are similar to what you're kind of used to eating, or you know, maybe a different take on your favorite types of foods.
Right. I mean,
So-
it is difficult enough to make a major lifestyle shift.
It is.
Let's try to keep things as familiar as possible.
I like simpler the better in any form of life, I
Yeah.
think. You also do cancer support, prevention, nutrition classes.
And that's at the Cancer Support Community.
Okay. I want to talk about your website. I could tell that you put quite a bit of time into it, and not just the design, but the types of content you were gonna put on it. Many different types of things. I'll have you talk about your website, promote your website a little bit, because I think there's a lot of good information on there.
Thanks. So I have a blog on the website that I try to get to several times a year, but I mean, you know, it's tough.
Setting the bar high
Oh
on
my
that.
gosh, I tried to do it monthly, and I was like, who am I kidding?
Most social media experts tell you minimum of once a year on
it's-
blogging, right?
Gosh, it's tough. It's tough. You know, I have a media section where I put up all of the television segments that I do. I have a recipe page. There's over 100 recipes there now. And then there's also an event page where I list all of my classes, all of my speaking events, any kind of appearances, anything like that.
Yeah, and I meant to start off mentioning that you've been on, you're on TV quite a bit. I've seen you on, I don't want to butcher the names of the shows, but you've been on some of the local shows. I want to say Show Me St. Louis.
Show Me St. Louis,
Okay.
Great Day, and Fox News at 9.
Okay, yeah.
The 9 a.m. show.
Okay, yeah, I've seen you on several of those for sure, so it's really cool that you're getting out there like that.
Thank you. I will say, I've got to say that the media has been so kind to me. So kind. And so I make sure that every single time I'm on, it's always brand new content
Right.
for that particular show.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, I appreciate you coming on this show. Not as big a venue as what you're used to, but really cool to have you. Where can we find you on social media? I know you're on Facebook. Where can we find you on Facebook, and are you on any of the other platforms that you'd like to mention?
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I keep it really, really simple. It's STLVegGirl all across the board.
Great. Well, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Really cool what you're doing. I think it's awesome when people can make a career out of their passion, and you made a career out of your passion lifestyle. I think that's really cool and admirable. So
Thank you.
thank you so much for coming on. And that concludes this episode of the Bob Wahl Show. I think we got the audio right. So appreciate you guys joining us. If you like the episode, like, share, comment, and see you guys next week. Goodbye for now.